Hi, I am Larissa Hollins with the Green Wedding Tour, also known as GWT, and I am here at the beautiful bridal salon Mon Ami in Costa Mesa. Here with me, I have Adele Wheschler, pioneer of Eco Couture Bridal. And here she's going to tell us what has inspired her with her designs. So Adele, I appreciate you so much for being here. I really enjoyed your dresses.
Thank
I
you.
think what the world wants to know, and I of course want to know, what inspired you to do Eco Couture bridal dresses, and when did you start?
I have just launched my 5th collection of Eco Couture Bridal, and it began because I decided in 2006 that I needed to incorporate something more important into what I did. I wanted to do a collection with heart and soul. It wasn't just enough to do another beautiful collection of wedding gowns. I mean, here you can see in this beautiful salon at Mon Ami how many stunning wedding gowns there are. There's certainly no shortage of beautiful wedding gowns.
Sure.
I wanted to do a collection that spoke to the bride on a different level, that touched the bride in an emotional and more intellectual way, and for myself personally, that made what I do a little bit more special and more meaningful. And I decided that I wanted to do a collection for the bride who cares about the environment. And this is something important to me and meaningful to me, and we cannot escape our deep-rooted connection to nature, and we only need to look around and see recently what's been happening with natural disasters, how
Right.
humbling it is, and how respectful we need to be of the planet. So that was really what got me thinking how and actually the more I go along on this journey, the more I realize how important it was, and each day I try and take it a little bit further. So I'm delighted to be here, and I'm delighted to be able to share that inspiration with you and your audience.
Thank you so much. And Adele, if you could tell us what actually qualifies a wedding dress as eco.
Well, once I'd made the decision to go to do an eco collection, yes, I needed to be able to qualify it. It wasn't just enough that I called it green. It needed to
Right.
have certain qualifying elements. So what I did was research my fabrics, and I work with fabrics that come from mills where they're very conscious about the chemicals that they use in their production. So these fabrics are vegetable dyes, and as I say, dyes that are less harmful to the environment, and they're also very concerned about the water consumption that they use in the manufacturing and processing of the fabrics. I work with organic hemp and silk blends, which is a wonderful fabric with a beautiful texture. Has that grainy, almost linen texture, and the silk gives it a terrific sheen. And then we use washed silk organza. I consciously incorporate remnant fabrics into the collection,
Wow.
laces and fabrics that we gather and we utilize through the designs that we do. It's all fair trade labor, which is a very big part of being eco.
Right.
There needs to be a social conscience and consciousness. So everything that we do is fair trade, and of course there's lots of handwork. All our gowns are hand cut, and obviously I'm inspired by a lot of natural nature elements. So a lot of organic design elements with flowers and windswept sort of inspiration with the
Speaking on
draping.
that, yeah.
And often the ocean, like the swells of the ocean, you'll see things that kind of have a rippling effect, and ruffles that sort of are reminiscent of birds and flight, and a lot of organic details. Just prior to doing my Eco Couture collection, I did a collection called Hello Africa, which was inspired by Africa, which is actually where I am from originally. And the idea was that I decided there needed to be humanitarian component for the bride to sort of connect and have some kind of charitable component to her day. And so I send some of our beadwork back to Africa for women there who can stay home, nurture their families, earn fair trade wages, and utilize their, a lot of their skills that they have. So in a way, it's a way to give back and a way to kind of connect with people in other parts of the world. And this beading I also use in this eco collection. It kind of just fits where not only is it an environmental consideration, but also a social and human consideration, which I think is really, really important and close to my heart.
That is so amazing, so amazing. And the next question I have for you, if there's a new soon-to-be bride, and because this subject is not very big yet, going eco with wedding dresses, so how would this actually attract a bride to be with going eco with the bridal dress? Like how could that benefit her, and how it's going to help the environment?
These are small steps. I think we need to keep it in perspective. This is not groundbreaking stuff that we're doing. I mean, we're not changing the world, but I believe they're small steps. They're little steps. It's about having a conscience, and it's about having a consciousness about what we do. And if we all make little steps and do what we can to make a difference, then I think the world could be a better place. And it's all about the conversations that we have. The more I delve into this, the more I talk to my fabric producers, I ask them questions, and I say to them, what do you have that's green for me? What do you have? What chemicals are you using? Do you consider the water consumption in your plants? And they start to think about it, and they might not at that moment, but they come back to me and they say, maybe we can do this for you, and what about this? And so it's all about starting the conversation, little steps, little bits at a time, and we can all make a difference. And as far as the bride goes, the funny thing is, when I start to talk to them about the fact that this is a green collection, they start to go, yeah, I'm really concerned about the environment. I'm careful about the chemicals I use in my cleaning products, and I only go organic with the food that I buy, and I'm having a green wedding because I've got using fair trade flowers, and I'm using recycled invitations, and I'm only doing evites, and I'm using organic caterers. And I'm going, well, what about your dress? And they go, well, I never really thought about that. So it's about providing them with an option, that they didn't really know about. So it's about educating them, letting them know that, there is something available for them whereby they can kind of make a statement about themselves. This is a day to say something about yourself. Make this special. Make a statement. It's not just about, the complete, although it is an indulgent day, and there's nothing wrong with indulging for a day, but it's also maybe reach out, try and touch others, share something, and show that you care. It's about being able to say that I care about the world in which I live, and letting your guests and your family know that this is important to you, close to your heart. What better time to do it but on your wedding day?
Wow. Adele, thank you so much for sharing your time with us. It's been an amazing moment of your designs and your expression and giving back. I think it's just so amazing, so I thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the time.
You're welcome. We'll see you there at the Green Wedding Tour Fashion Show, May 9th at Hotel 741 in Laguna Beach, California. And check us out. We're streaming live at greenweddingtour.com.